Hi, good evening, all of you.
Good evening, sir.
Only Kumbhuvel is here. Huh?
Yes, sir. I don't know about the others.
Yeah. We'll wait for a few minutes, okay? Kungvel, no one will be joining up.
Sir,
Can you hear me?
I'm not sure, sir.
Okay, sorry. Okay, Kungvel, we will start now. Let me share the screen. You just check whether you can able to see. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you able to see the screen, Kungvel? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we will start. Skin. uh, yes, skin. We call it as not just one organ. We call it as integumentary system. Okay, like which protects all our body, covers all our body, not just covering, but many other functions like there are receptors are present. You know, thermoreceptor, thermoreceptors for sensing temperature, hot, cold. Thigmoreceptors like touch. So many things, and of course, hair pattern. Many things are there basically, which helps us to integrate with our environment. Okay, to understand, yeah, the temperature is hot, the temperature is very cold, and it's so like that. In many way, to integrate with our environment, the skin plays a crucial role. Okay, so in that way, skin is very important. And look at that, second largest organ of our body. Skin is the second largest organ of our body, and 15% of body weight is because of skin. Okay, fine. And what are the other common functions? You know, protection. First important function is actually like the skin. Look at that, integument, also called what? Skin. The other term is called what? Integument. The system is integumentary system. And first and foremost function is protection from external thing. And what kind of substances it protects? Mechanical shock, prevents loss of water, prevents from disease causing organisms, prevents from ultraviolet radiation, harmful radiations, etc. And then skin is important for sensation, sensing the environment, touch, pain, pressure, heat, etc. And then temperature regulation. Okay, it prevents loss of heat in cold weather as well as facilitate loss of heat in hot weather. That's dual role played by the skin. Of course, under the skin there are adipose tissue which stores fat, and then skin is also a part of a excretory system. Okay, because it possesses many sweat glands, the waste substances are also eliminated. Not primary excretory organ, but part of the excretory system. And then when the skin is exposed to light, sunlight, it can produce vitamin D. Okay, vitamin D is important for our bone strength. So, and of course, grip. Okay, to hold some substances. Like it also provides a grip. Okay, so they are the common functions of skin. Now understand the structure of skin. You know the basic structure of the skin. Outer epithelial layer will be there. So epidermis, dermis. You can see in two strata, it is separated. Can I have some simple questions based on the picture, Konguvel?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, fine. What is ABC mentioned here?
Sir, A is the stratum corneum. It is the membranous layer of the skin.
Hmm.
Next is the granular layer,
Hmm.
which contains a large number of group of small cells.
Hmm.
Next is the stratum malpighi, and I
Hmm.
forgot about that, sir.
Hmm. Okay. Listen. Very good. Very good. What is the property of epidermis and dermis?
Sir, epidermis is the top protective layer.
Hmm.
Dermis is the where all the functions happen.
Means there are many granular and germinative layers are present. Okay, and then dermis, you can see elastic fiber, blood vessel, very active part. Elastic fiber, blood vessels, nerves are basically present in the dermis. And then what are the derivatives of the skin?
Sir?
Derivatives of the skin.
Sir, all like the sweat glands, sebaceous glands,
Yeah,
and the mammary
hair,
glands,
yeah, hair,
nail,
nails, etc.
hair.
Fine. Yeah. So they are the basic components of the skin. Okay, fine. So each and everything are having their own specific function. Malpighian layer. Look at that germinative layer, innermost region of epidermis. There, the cells can actively divide and to produce new cells. See, when the cells are lost on the upper epidermis, this germinative layer, Malpighian layer, okay, they replace the dead cells. Okay, keep that in mind. They replace the dead cell. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
What determines the color of the skin?
Melanin.
Melanin is the pigment. Melanin gives what color? More melanin is there, they get what color, pa? Fair or dark?
Sir, dark.
Dark color. Very good. So that's why here it is mentioned, like Africans are very dark, Europeans are very light. Indians fall in between. Okay, fine. So what are the different diseases of the skin connected with the pigmentation? What is vitiligo or leukoderma?
Sir, some light colored patches appear on
Yeah,
different places
very
on
good.
skin.
That is, yeah, vitiligo. Albinism,
Sir, all
complete
of our
loss of
hair.
pigmentation. Yeah, very good. Okay, so that's called the albinism. Fine. And of course, in dermis, there are many other components are present basically. Okay, fine. There only you can see sense receptors. Okay, in the dermis only you can see the sense receptors. What are the sense receptors? Sensations. What are the external stimulations? Pressure, pain, heat, cold. They are the external stimulations. Okay, so they can be received and then they can be processed and integrated. Okay, fine. Now, coming to the derivatives of the skin, hair, nail, gland, etc. The basic structure and then their common property. So, what is called piloerection? Piloerection means what?
Sir, wrinkled skin.
Okay, erected skin. Okay, see, everyone like look at that goose flesh during winter, cold change in season when you're afraid, your hair is lifted. Okay, hair usually bent and it is soft, but in some condition you can see erection of the hair. That is called what? Piloerection. Pilo represents hair. Okay, piloerection. Basically, hair in human beings are continuously lost and regrown. Okay, so the duration of scalp hair is actually 2 to 5 years only. Okay, eyebrows and all, eyelashes and all, 3 to 5 months. Okay, and other parts, head, the chest, armpit, beard, nose, etc. They have differences, sometimes long time also. And the hair, especially hair sample contains DNA. The cells can be taken and which is helpful in forensic investigation. What's called forensic investigation?
Sir, they take the evidences from the corpse and then they investigate.
Yeah, they just collect a hair sample. From that, they collect a DNA sample, and in the spot also the samples are collected, and the victims, whatever, like they are analyzed for their DNA matching. If it matches, it means the person. Maybe 10 people are tested. It is matching with one or two. They are the culprits. Okay, fine. So nail, the plate, hard and outer part, keratinized. Why it is hard? It is keratinized. Okay, it has the bed and of course has the matrix. And then sebaceous gland, oil secretion. Okay, sebaceous gland for what? The oil secretion, oily substances, which gives fairness to the skin. If the sebaceous gland is working, your skin looks shiny. Otherwise, it is dry, basically. Okay, fine. And what are the common problems? Pimples, acne, blackhead. They are the common problems connected with the sebaceous gland. And of course, there are sweat glands, sweat pores. Okay, sweat glands and the sweat pores through which sweat and other substances are present, means excreted out. You know, listen, what are the substances eliminated through the sweat?
Salt, mostly water.
Yeah, even carbon dioxide also can be eliminated through the sweat. That's why, mosquitoes are easily able to recognize us. Why? Because the carbon dioxide smell and the heat which is liberated through the skin attracts the sweat smell attracts the insects, mosquito. Okay, that's why they are able to approach us. Okay, fine. And now the special aspect uh, is actually the mammary gland. We are classified under mammals. Okay, and because of the presence of mammary gland, we are viviparous or oviparous animal
Viviparous.
because we give live birth to the young ones, and the young ones must be nourished. That's why the female animal, all the female animal will have mammary gland. Okay, they feed, they nourish the newborn baby. Okay, they nourish the newborn baby. So, what hormone is important for milk production? Estrogen. Note it down. Estrogen is the hormone important for milk production. And, oxytocin. Oxytocin, have you heard about it? Oxytocin is the female hormone, sex hormone. Means it is produced in your hypothalamus and stored in pituitary, which is helpful for the ejection of the milk. Okay, oxytocin is helpful for the ejection of the milk. Okay, fine. And of course, there are other kind of glands which are present in the skin. What is meibomian gland? Where it is present? Well, what is meibonian gland? Modified, yeah. Modified sebaceous gland, eyelids, helps in oily secretions for easy lubrication. Okay, and supports preventing of overflow of tears. And then ceruminous glands found in auditory canal secretes wax. Okay, air wax or cerumen. Okay, cerumen. Fine. So coming to the next important property, what is the body temperature?
37 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, do you know the term called homeostasis or thermoregulation? When, listen, the skin has the property, the body, our body internally has the property that when you are in India, maybe the room temperature now is 25, your body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. When you go to Himalayas, very hot, cold area, still your body temperature should be regulated to 37 degrees Celsius. And then when you are in extreme hot deserts, almost 40 degrees Celsius outside, but still your internal body's temperature should be 37 degrees Celsius. So for that maintenance, the sweat means the skin plays a crucial role. Okay, fine. heat production in cold condition, chilling the body in heat. Okay, so all these things are the common functions of skin. Okay, thermoregulation, that is called temperature regulations. Okay, increasing and decreasing the in a hot weather and cold weather, the body can adjust. Okay, so that's about the important aspect of the skin. Okay, shall we go to the next chapter? Hello, Kongwil?
Yes, sir.
Will,
Yes,
are you there? Yeah.
yes.
Now, respiratory system. Do you know the difference between, I think we discussed this earlier, respiration and photosynthesis? What is respiration and what is photosynthesis?
Sir.
Will, respiration and photosynthesis. Are you listening? Okay, listen. Respiration is, look at the chemical reaction, overall reaction. Glucose, C6H12O6 is glucose. Glucose is broken down in presence of oxygen. That's what O2, 6O2 gives, then which produces carbon dioxide, water, and energy. This is respiration. Utilization of glucose in presence of oxygen. That is respiration. And what is photosynthesis, which occurs in plants, higher plants and chlorophyll containing organisms. So there, CO2 and H2O, which is a ulta to this experiment. Plants takes in water, carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and it converted into glucose, the energy source. And then in the process, CO2 is released. CO2 is released. So that is photosynthesis. Means O2 is released, photosynthesis. So understand the difference between these two processes. Are you there, Kongwil? Can you understand? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me, student? Praganya? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can able to see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So respiration, very, very important process in organisms. Okay. Then only the glucose is utilized in presence of oxygen. Respiration gives supplies oxygen to the body, and of course, when the carbon dioxide is produced, and then it should be liberated out, released out. So in that way, respiration is a very, very important process. Okay, and then look at it. We need more energy. That's why animals, birds, or whatever, we do lot of activity physically. So for every process, we need energy, and because glucose is broken down, and what is the energy currency? ATP is produced. ATP is the energy currency of the cell. Okay, fine. So please understand that these two processes: aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration. You know what is aerobic respiration? What is anaerobic respiration? Aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic in the sense glucose is completely broken down in presence of oxygen. That is aerobic respiration. Anaerobic in the sense, in the absence of oxygen, glucose is incompletely broken down. Okay, incompletely broken down. 6 carbon molecule glucose is incompletely broken down. That is called anaerobic respiration. And mostly yeast, where anaerobic respiration occurs. Look at the process. Yeast, which produces alcohol. Okay, and anaerobic respiration, the yeast produces alcohol. That is anaerobic respiration. But in humans, anaerobic respiration occurs in muscle cells when we are doing continuous exercise or running or whatever, anything physical activity you do. In the muscles, the glucose which are present or means the glucose are used, or else the oxygen which is present in the cell are used. So glucose cannot be in the absence of oxygen in the muscle cell. When we do exercises, glucose is incompletely broken down. So that's why what is formed instead of complete breakdown, lactic acid is produced and less energy is produced. Okay, so this lactic acid, accumulation of the lactic acid in our body causes cramps and many muscle discomfortness. Okay, so aerobic and anaerobic respiration. And here you can see the differences between the anaerobic respiration in generally it is there in the plants and animals, but look at the differences. Product of glucose or in plants, ethanol and carbon dioxide. Okay, anaerobic respiration in plants. In animal, lactic acid is the product. Okay, and then more energy is released in plants by anaerobic respiration. Here only less energy is released. In anaerobic respiration in plants, CO2 is released, but here only CO2 is not released, not produced. Only lactic acid is produced. Okay, fine. So that's about the basic thing. What is respiration, the general equation, and then these things, differences between aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration, etc. Now, what are the important functions connected with the respiration? Respiration is not just one process. Like it is cumulative of a series of process. Series in the sense order. One after other, it occurs. Okay, it occurs one after other. Okay, fine. So, what are they? First thing, there are actually 4 steps given here, which occurs one after other, and then the cycle is continued. Look at that. First is called what? Breathing. Okay. Sometimes they may ask steps in 4 major parts of respiration. Okay, or you can say in common 4 steps of respiration. So just look into that and tell me what are the different steps of respiration.
So this breathing.
Yeah, breathing involves what?
Sir?
Breathing involves what?
Is transport of gaseous transport.
Very good. By breathing process, it's a physical process. Actually, lungs plays a crucial role. Atmospheric oxygen is withdrawn. Okay. And then already used carbon dioxide, which is present in the lungs, is released out. Okay. Entry of oxygen, exit of carbon dioxide. But anyway, these two are the respiratory gases. Okay. Lungs plays a crucial role in this. So breathing. And then respiration is connected with the exchange of gases. Gases transport basically. What is gas transport? So the respiratory gases through the red blood cell, oxygen is taken from the lungs and they are distributed throughout the body through the blood, and then the cells receive oxygen for their glucose utilization. Okay, so from lungs to blood capillary there is one gas exchange, and then cells utilizes glucose, and then finally they produce carbon dioxide. So that carbon dioxide also to be released outside. Now, there are 2 names given. Oxygen can bind with hemoglobin as well as carbon dioxide also can bind with hemoglobin. Which molecule is having more affinity towards hemoglobin? Oxygen or carbon dioxide? Understand my question? Hemoglobin can have attraction to both oxygen and carbon dioxide. But now I'm asking the number.
I don't know.
So listen, 4 oxygen molecule to 1 hemoglobin. So high affinity for oxygen towards hemoglobin. Okay, and that molecule complex, oxygen plus hemoglobin complex name is called what? Oxyhemoglobin, which is called what? Oxyhemoglobin. They have high affinity. But carbon dioxide is comparatively having lower affinity to the hemoglobin. So, but when they form a complex, that complex is called what? A carbaminohemoglobin. Okay, oxygen plus means hemoglobin is oxyhemoglobin. Carbon dioxide plus hemoglobin is carbaminohemoglobin. Okay, carbaminohemoglobin. Remember those names. So gas exchange occurs through red blood cell from lungs to rest of the body, and then oxygen is transported from rest of the body to the lungs. Carbon dioxide is transported. Fine. And then tissue respiration in the sense from the cells, from the lungs, oxygenated blood reaches the heart, and then rest of the body, every part of the body. Okay, and then from the cells means from the tissues to the cell. Again, there is one more gas exchange. There are in two places primarily gas exchange can occur. Can you tell me what are the 2 places where gas exchange can occur in general in the body? Hello, students, can you understand my question? Hello? Hello? Students, can you understand my question first? See, in 2 places in our body, gas exchange occurs. Means oxygen to carbon dioxide and carbon dioxide to oxygen. What are the 2 places?
Sir, is blood in the lungs?
Yes, very good. See, from the lungs, there are alveoli, air sac is present. From alveoli to blood capillary. Okay, alveoli to blood capillary, gas exchange occurs. So oxygen from alveolus to blood capillary it enters. And then carbon dioxide from blood to lungs it exits. Okay, transport of oxygen from blood to means from lungs to blood, and carbon dioxide is released from blood to the lungs basically. So vice versa it occurs. So that is one thing. And then coming next place is actually in tissues. Okay, there the blood is filtered, which forms intra or interstitial fluid, the tissue fluid. So there from tissue fluid to cell oxygen can enter, and then from the cell to tissue fluid, interstitial fluid, carbon dioxide can enter. Oxygen gets in, carbon dioxide comes out. Okay, so that's the 2 places where respiration, exchange of gases can occur. So the first one is called tissue respiration, and the next one cellular respiration. They call it is what? Cellular respiration. How cells takes the oxygen and how it breaks the carbon means glucose and converts it into maybe energy, ATP, whatever. Okay, fine. Do you know about these 2 cycles? Glycolysis and Krebs cycle. What do you think about these 2 cycles? All students, glycolysis and Krebs cycle. See, in respiration, what occurs? Oxygen is taken and glucose is broken down to produce energy called ATP. Okay, oxygen is taken and it is converted into means glucose is broken down in presence of oxygen and energy is produced. Okay, and carbon dioxide released. That process is actually called what? Breakdown of glucose 6 carbon molecule. That is called what? Glycolysis. Okay, that is called what? Glycolysis. which occurs in the cytoplasm of the cell. Glycolysis occurs in the cytoplasm of the cell. Here some basic common things about the glycolysis are given. And then from the cytoplasm, the glycolysis occurs, and then the end product of glycolysis. Do you know what are the end product of glycolysis? Glucose is the 6-carbon molecule. It is broken down into pyruvate molecule. Okay, glucose is broken down into pyruvate molecule. The pyruvate molecule enters Krebs cycle, and then in the Krebs cycle, the pyruvate is broken down completely, and then finally ATPs are produced and CO2 are actually produced, and of course they are liberated. Okay, so know about these two in general, know about these two cycles. And then you know the basic respiratory organs, lungs, nose, nostril, nasal passage, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchus, bronchioles, and then finally alveoli. Okay, so they're the basic components of the respiratory system, human respiratory system. You know the different parts and their functions. And then now, with one important thing we just discussed, mechanism of respiration. Okay, like there are two processes, right? The inhalation and exhalation. So can someone tell me the mechanism of respiration? Inspiration, we call it as inspiration and expiration, right? What are the common processes connection with the mechanism of respiration? You get my question, students?
Yes, sir.
Inspiration, yeah. One person please tell me mechanism of inspiration, other person please tell me mechanism of expiration.
Sir, for inspiration, the diaphragm increases its size, therefore
Means
reducing
it
the
is called
pressure.
diaphragm contraction. Technically, you can say it is diaphragm contraction.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Therefore, decreasing the pressure
Very good.
inside the body, and because of high pressure outside the body, the air from outside flows inside the body.
Okay, very good. So pressure decreases, volume increases, air enters. Okay, four simple thing of inspiration are diaphragm contracts. When it receives the stimulation, diaphragm contracts is the first step. Second step, volume means diaphragm contracts means lowest, diaphragm lowest. You can look into the picture, basically the diaphragm. You can see the diaphragm which is holding the lungs. It lowers, and then so the lung volume increases, the lung pressure decreases, air enters. In inspiration, diaphragm lowers, lung volume increases, lung pressure decreases, third, and then air enters. And then opposite to that, in expiration, what are the common things? In expiration, diaphragm relaxes, returns to its original dome shape. So lung volume decreases. So lung pressure increases. So that's why carbon dioxide rich air can get exits. So these are the four steps in which you can compare both inspiration and expiration. Okay, inspiration and expiration. Look at that here. This table is very important. What are the different parts connected with the respiration? Okay, and their function also. What occurs in inspiration and expiration. So go through that table. And now these are all the respiratory volumes. Very, very important. Just keep that in mind. And the formulas are very important. Okay, if no formula, at least the definitions are very important. Tidal volume, inspiratory reserve volume, inspiration capacity, expiratory reserve volume, expiration capacity, vital capacity, residual volume. So there are many, many things basically you should remember. Okay. and the role of see, there are many experiments are also there which helps like what is utilized and what are released in respiration. Okay, just go through those simple experiments later, and then please know the differences between respiration in plants and animals. Okay, respiration in plants and animals, similarities and differences. What is called similarities? Like cellular respiration. What is cellular respiration? You know, cells takes in oxygen and breaks down glucose and then release carbon dioxide, energy, and water. This is called cellular respiration. And then aerobic, anaerobic respiration, you know, simple. Always, if it is aerobic, oxygen is involved. Anaerobic means no oxygen is involved. Fine. That's similarity. And look at the differences. In plants, no external ventilation means no special breathing organs. But here we have special organs. And then no gas transport occurs in plants, but here the semi-permeable membrane allows simple movement of gases. Okay, so like that, there are many differences which are present between these two. Okay, fine. So that's about this chapter. So let's try to finish one more chapter, and then maybe rest you can study. 3 more chapters, I think we cannot able to discuss. Can I ask you some simple questions? So since we discussed, I think recently only, some simple questions. Okay. Major aspects of personal hygiene. What are they? What is, okay, let me put it in this way. You can tell me what is personal hygiene, what is community hygiene? Students, can you get my question? Hello, Kongwil. Personal hygiene and community hygiene, what are they? What is the difference? Hello, students, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, personal hygiene and community hygiene. See, cleanliness about an individual is personal hygiene. Cleanliness about the family members, the society, the working place, that is called what? Community hygiene. Okay, fine. So you should have healthy habits and whatever, all these things. What are the threats for your health if the hygiene is in question? Many diseases can spread. Okay, many diseases can spread. Do you remember we discussed the diseases about endemic, epidemic, pandemic? Can someone tell me what are endemic disease and pandemic disease? Epidemic and pandemic disease. See, when one disease is present commonly in one particular place, for example, malaria. People live near sewage water, definitely they will get malaria easily. That is called what? Endemic. Epidemic in the sense, one person is affected with disease, so it spreads fast. That is epidemic. Endemic means always within one particular population or location. Epidemic in the sense it spreads. A pandemic, you know, corona pandemic. Pandemic in the sense it rapid spreading of disease. No discrimination. Okay, every part of the world, every individual can easily affected. That is called what? Pandemic. So if personal hygiene or community hygiene is affected, we get lot of diseases. So that is the main important thing. Okay, fine. And then something called the diseases or pathogenic diseases, waterborne diseases, mosquito-borne diseases, many they actually classify. And sometimes they technically ask this question: what are the mosquitoes which causes diseases in humans? What type of mosquito, what kind of pathogen they carry? So Anopheles mosquito, they carry Plasmodium vivox, Plasmodium malariae, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium bovill. So they are the 4 species of pathogens, and they cause malaria. Okay, they cause malaria. Malaria is an example for what? Endemic disease, commonly present in some population. Endemic disease. Okay, so which is transmitted by Anopheles mosquito. Anopheles mosquito. And then elephantiasis, which caused by, like, in the Culex mosquito. Name of the mosquito is Culex mosquito. And then dengue or regular whatever, Aedes aegypti. There are other type of mosquito called what? Aedes aegypti. They causes dengue kind of diseases. And how to disease control mosquitoes? Basically spraying, elimination of breeding places, keeping your places clean, and then biological control, adding certain substances. So they are the different ratios, means different methods by which you can control in general. Of course, there are many waterborne diseases. Mosquito-borne diseases are called what in humanity? It is vector-borne disease. It may be mosquito, tick, or whatever. And then other type of diseases because of contamination. So the drinking water, the food which you eat may be spoiled or whatever. So that is because of microorganisms. Many diseases can occur through because of the microorganisms. Then through water, the microorganisms are spread. Through air, the microorganisms are spread. Okay, so that's about the hygiene. So here in this chapter, you should know about what is personal hygiene, what is communal hygiene, and then what are the simple practices to maintain your personal hygiene, and then simple practices to maintain your communal hygiene. So both are very important. Your own thing as well as the neighboring thing. Okay, fine. Of course, the health is easily affected by bacteria, the viruses, the other vectors. Other vectors also can spread diseases. Okay, so that should be properly diagnosed and treated. Treatment comprises of control, cure, and prevention. Okay, in treatment, there are many aspects are present: cure, control, and prevention. Okay, fine. So that's about the important thing about this chapter. About disease, how do they spread through water, all these things. And then how can you can maintain the personal hygiene. Okay, fine. Anyway, so thanks for your patience. And so 3 more chapters to be discussed, or I think that was discussed recently only. Hope you can prepare well for your test. Okay, test series here. And then maybe finally your board exams. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for your patience.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Bye, sir.
Since we are rushing, we cannot able to focus much, just outline only discussed. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Yeah, thank you.